Welcome to this week's Halloween edition of Kicking It with Coach. Now, as you can see, I have my two assistants with me, Coach Michelle on my right, Coach Q on my left, and they're dressed up supporting McNeese gear. Michelle here is a softball player, Susie here as a cheerleader, and you're going to ask me, Terry, why aren't you dressed up? Well, I'm going to share a little bit of that with you, my experiences with Halloween, and you'll understand why in a little bit. But first of all, in this first segment, I want to thank everybody that came out to Dig Pink last week and supported our cause. Great cause. I got a bunch of texts and emails from the show just saying, Terry, thinking about you and all that. So first and foremost, I want to thank everybody for the support on that cause and all your nice emails and texts. And I really appreciate it. Thanks. Okay, on with our Halloween edition. Now, again, like I said in the first segment, you're wondering why I'm not dressed up. Well, a lot of it has to do when I was younger. I had some really bad experiences Halloween. Not that Halloween's bad. I think it's cool for the kids and candy and that. But when I was growing up, my parents, my mom gave me to go out trick-or-treating like a pillowcase because getting a lot of candy. Well, I had some friends, well, not really friends. They cut the bottom of my pillowcase and they kind of tacked on some weights to it so it felt like I had candy in it still. And they followed behind me. Every time I got candy, it fell through the bottom of the pillowcase. And when I got home, of course, I didn't have any candy and it was kind of sad. And then that night, I don't want to cry, but that night we got TP'd. That's toilet paper all over the yard. So it was just a bad experience Halloween. So I'm going to leave it up to these guys to ask the fun things and all that kind of stuff. But, my kids still go trick-or-treating. I'm actually going to a haunted house tonight, trying to get back in the mood. But, yeah, just growing up, it was just some eggs on the house and the car. And, so just one of those things. Pumpkin smashed in my driveway. So just one of those things that I just didn't want to be dressed up for. So. What is your favorite part of Halloween? What is your most favorite? When you think of Halloween, what's your favorite part besides scaring little kids?
Well, I can do that without having Halloween, so I don't need a holiday to do that. My favorite part of Halloween would probably be carving pumpkins. It's always enjoyable, especially to watch people that are really terrible at it.
I know what you're getting at
not
right
naming
there.
names,
Oh.
but he's not very good.
I got a great story to that about your pumpkin, by the way. I wish we had a picture. It was awesome.
I'm pretty legit.
Yeah, you are pretty legit. But last night, Cody did his, and he had the whole thing, and he wouldn't clean it out. I had to clean it out. But he did the whole thing, tacked on that whole piece of paper that etch around, and then just tore it off and just put diamonds and squares from the nose and mouth. Kind of like Paul's.
Right. That was not on purpose, though. It was just kind of to salvage his pumpkin.
Nice. Okay, next segment. Coach Q. Now, look at the smile, the cheerleader, all that kind of stuff. So I probably should have went the other way because this is going to be really hard for a cheerleader to give me something, her least favorite about Halloween. But what's your least favorite part of Halloween?
Growing up in Illinois, it was always freezing on Halloween. So being a female and girly like I am, you want to dress up and look cute. Well, it was always raining and always freezing when we would go outside. So it was never a fun experience. But I do like dressing up for the occasion.
Perfect. Now, I can tell you this, going back to that being Midwest, being from Michigan too, and you'll know this. Why they do it in Eastern Standard Time, they always do the daylight savings the week before. So you always, it's crazy because it's an hour darker. They just waited one more week, never understood that. One more week and it's lighter for an hour. So
Safer for everybody.
Absolutely. See, another reason this whole Halloween thing, So, now let's reverse this. Anything you hate about Halloween?
Yeah. I don't like the fact that when I was little, my brothers beat me up for my candy. That was never very enjoyable. I would always go out and they were older than I was, so they're high school, they can't really go trick-or-treating, and I was still young, going out, whatever, but I'd get home and my parents would be, off doing their own thing, and I'd get cornered in the basement or in the upstairs, and I'd get beat up for all my candy, so that was never enjoyable.
Go brothers.
Yeah.
Anything you like about Halloween, Coach?
Well, being the youngest, I always picked out all my favorite candy from my brothers.
Her brothers loved her more, I guess.
That's probably true.
No, I played the younger card.
Ah, there you go. So there's some good and bad in Halloween right there. I want to talk about some of the candy, you guys. One of the things I'd love to get, my grandma's neighbor used to make these popcorn balls for the kids that she really likes. And yeah, I never got those. But my sister let me taste hers one time, and I thought it was pretty good. But popcorn balls were awesome. Kind of like Easter when you get the Peeps, which my dad loves those. He eats those all the time. But popcorn balls are my favorite. What was one of your favorite?
I love caramel apples. Those are my favorite, especially when they're rolled in extra fattening stuff like cookies or candy crumbs. Those are my favorite.
I need to go where you guys went trick-or-treating because we didn't get that at all. We'd occasionally go through the rich neighborhoods and we'd get like a king size of anything is great. I'm a big fan of Kit Kat.
King size.
King size.
Perfect.
King size for the fun size.
Yeah. So there's some of the things I could throw out, like, the single things of Twizzlers. Love Twizzlers, only red. Another coach and buddy of mine, I saw it. Yeah, the only kind of licorice, in my opinion, red Twizzlers. What else at Halloween? Those little candy corn things that you get. Those were pretty good. But I guess basically the cool thing is that kids get to enjoy this one. This is a dentist holiday right here. And, that's fun for them, I guess. Bad for us parents. And all the haunted houses and all that stuff. Go out and have a great time Halloween. Hope you guys enjoy it. One of the cool things that we're doing that I'm really proud of tonight, my players are out doing a community service, Halloween, giving out candy and reading to students for Halloween. So I want to thank my team. I really appreciate that. Again, have a great Halloween. Be safe. Next week, we've got a special on-site edition of Coach's Corner, and it should be a fun one. It should be one that you guys will you'll enjoy a lot. You get to meet a couple other coaches on campus here at McNeese. In the meantime, have a great Halloween. Cowgirl Volleyball. Dig it.